You've been lied to your whole life about success. Today, I'm exposing the three biggest lies keeping you paralyzed. Good day to you all, and welcome to Bad Day Excellence, the show where we take those messy, chaotic, and real parts of life and turn them into fuel for growth. I'm Brian Walsh, author of Habitcraft 101, and a guy who's trying to help 9.5 million people over the next 15 years build a life of fulfillment and pride, not regret. Welcome to 2026. I took some time off to hang with family and gather my thoughts so I can deliver even more value to you and make this year something to be proud of. While I was taking some much needed time, I started reflecting a lot on those transformative moments of my life. One of the biggest things I've noticed over the years is that life is never linear. And whenever we fall or stall out, our brains have this habit of crafting stories that will keep us safe. Little did I realize that, that safe meant not changing, and that cascades into repeating a lot of the same patterns over and over again. So I want to share the three biggest lies you need to stop telling yourself in order to create this momentum you need in order to write your own story instead of just drifting through one that someone actually, frankly, will write for you. Let's start with number one. This is a lie that I told myself way too many times. I'll start when I'm ready. This is a total myth. You are never going to feel ready. You're going to feel scared, but that is because you don't know what will be on the other end after you act. Our amygdala, this is also known as the reptilian brain. This part of your brain is the part that keeps you safe. It hates the unknown. And when you try to make changes that you don't know what the outcome will be, it gets triggered. And that part of the brain begins to signal to you that, maybe you shouldn't be doing this. Your brain starts asking questions like, what if I fail? What if people look at me differently? Those cringe moments. What if it's a wasted effort? It's a tripwire system that is actually designed to keep you stuck. Clean and simple. You know what I say to this? It's a bunch of crap. You never feel ready, but you do feel ready after you prove to yourself that you're capable. I have two boys. And what's really interesting is when I watch them as babies decide to walk, I know they weren't capable of talking, but I can't help but think about what their motivators were. But there they were, holding on for dear life, and something clicked and said, let go. Well, guess what? Every single one of us has that DNA in us. We either learn to speak, we learned to walk, and we didn't wait till we were ready to do this. It just happened and evolved. So the next time you tell yourself, I'll do it when I'm ready, let go. Take your first step. All right. I'm going to jump to line number two, and they get bigger and bigger. And I can't tell you actually how many times I told myself this lie in my 30s, but a lot of us will disguise this as perfectionism, or you'll say, you'll identify as a scholar, or, I'm just always learning. But really what the lie is you tell yourself, I need more information to move forward. What? Hogwash. This is just self-doubt and fear all over again. I once heard someone describe perfectionism as procrastination with a PhD. This is so true. Let me be completely transparent, though. This very episode is a perfect example. And that's why I want to share this with you. I opened up by stating that I was improving for you. But when I look at it, the last 2 weeks, I've been fermenting and thinking, but even this week, I said I needed to have a plan to deliver more value, and I couldn't record it if it wasn't just right. So I suffer from this still to this day, but I now look at this like a trigger to act and create and not just consume. I'm not going to lie to you. That felt really good to get off my chest. But I'm gonna calm it down a little bit because I'm getting really amped up because number 3 is one that is gonna drive me crazy. But before I jump to that, remember, action creates more data for you to actually use. So the only answer to the lie, I need more information, is to act and then go get that information. All right. I shared the two, and they've been getting bigger and bigger and bigger. But this is the biggest, fattest lie that I freaking hate. Okay? Biggest lie is successful people don't fail. Holy moly! Oh, successful people don't fail. Are you serious? Yeah. I hear it all the time. People are so afraid of failure. If you have ever heard me talk about this, you know this is a hill that I'm willing to die on. Failure is not something to hide from or even consider it as debt. Failure is actually currency to reinvest into your growth. Just look at some of the biggest failures in our history, right? Like we all know Thomas Edison. I've got a light bulb over here. I got a light bulb over my head, right? Took 10,000 times before he invented that light bulb, with the filament and everything. Like 10,000 times. He had systems. He was holding a lead ball and, while he was exhausted, and it would drop and it would wake him back up because of the loud bang. Failure is the answer. Let's jump to another one. The Wright brothers. Are you kidding me? They figured out how to fly. They would bring multiple parts, multiple variations, and with every crash, they rebuilt and restarted. And now I'm going to share with you who my hero is. Jesse Yellow Tux Cole. This man has built this sport and a global phenomenon built on failure, and he's having fun doing so. I love Jesse's mindset so much. I created my own Fans First poster that sits above my desk so it can remind me. I can just look up and remind myself to keep going. No one ever changed the world without facing failure and keep moving forward. So this brings me to this week's challenge. It's a short episode because I'm pouring my energy in there and I needed to act. Really, what I want you to do right now, unless you're driving, is I want you to drop in the comments which one of these lies hit you the hardest. If you don't want to do it publicly, send me a DM on TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn. I don't care, anywhere, or send an email to brian@baddayexcellence.com. And if you are tired of lying to yourself and want to build momentum with like-minded people, join the Momentum Makers Club. This isn't a course. It's an environment that you can connect with like-minded people and grow. I'm Brian Walsh, your guide to habit crafting and biggest champion. Thanks for tuning in to Bad Day Excellence. See you next time.